Hi everybody, thanks for being here today on this beautiful after Easter day. I hope you all had a wonderful, blessed Easter yesterday. Today, I am taking advantage of this wonderful, wonderful day, this beautiful spring day, to get our garden boxes filled up. So, if you watched our video last week, you saw all the work we had done to get this all set up. It is a bit of a mess here. But what we're gonna do is fill these up. Now, I do have some landscape fabric that we can put down underneath, and because we have all this gravel, we don't necessarily have to do it. But you know what? I'm gonna do it anyways, just to really ensure that I don't have any little weeds or anything creeping up. But I'm just gonna lay it down. I'm not even gonna tack it down with the, what do you call those little fabric tacker holders? And then we're just gonna fill up our dirt, and depending on how all this goes, we're a little bit behind on planting our peas, our sugar snap peas. We usually do those in about mid-February, and I direct sow those out in the garden and just let them do their thing. So if we're good on all this today, we'll even plant some of those because we need to get our sugar snap peas going. Maybe some carrots too. I don't know. Once I get going, I just can't stop. Gotta get planting. So that's gonna be what we're doing today. So I ask, hang out with us today. I hope it's a wonderful, beautiful day where you're at. Again, if you're new to our channel, thank you for watching. If you've already been with us, thanks for coming back. If you've subscribed, thank you. If you haven't, please subscribe. Hit that like. I'd really appreciate that. We're a relatively new channel, and like I said, I'm not a professional gardener or anything like that. I just really enjoy gardening. So hang out with us today. All right, we'll be right back. All right, so we're back. It took just a couple of minutes to cut up some of this landscape fabric. And if you look here into our first bed, like I said, I didn't tack it down or anything. Once we pour the soil in, the weight of that's just gonna hold it down just fine. But again, that's just double ensuring that I'm not gonna have any weeds come up or anything like that. This material is see-through, breathable, so it's gonna allow the airflow for the roots as well. So that's just lovely here. And with it being black, my hope as well is having it underneath, and as the sun beats down on the top, that it'll also help warm up the soil to keep our plants nice and warm and toasty and get that wonderful fruit production so that we have delicious harvests to enjoy. So I'm just gonna do the same thing as I did to that one here. And all I did was I just took this here, and it kind of sticks to itself just a little bit. I'm just gonna unroll it here. Get it close to the edges here, and then I can just kind of tuck the remainder up and over as I need to. Is the cut line perfect? No, who cares? That's all right. One of my favorite things about gardening is when you do something last year to this year, there's things that you carry over from what really worked for you to trying something different the following year. Like I mentioned, I'm a little behind on my peas, and I'll go over it again as I do it, but I just want to touch with a lot of stuff I've been doing this year. It's been a little bit different from the way I've done it in the past years. So even with peas, it's been that back and forth. Should you soak your pea before you plant it? I never have, but guess what? I did it last night, and I can get those peas in some water, and we'll just have fun with it. Try something different, experiment. That's the lovely part of gardens. It's just fun. Get out and do it. Like I said, I feel like anybody can have a garden, anybody can grow anything. Just get up and do it. There's no reason. Don't ever feel that you can't get out there. So I'm not by any means professional. I love it. It's a great way to get back to nature. Just basic things that, nowadays makes a whole world of a difference for just getting out there and doing something. We don't always feel stuck. And the nice thing is, you know what? I just might This has only been one roll, and I think I'm gonna be able to get all 3 of these beds here done with just this one roll. I wasn't sure how much I was gonna need, so I did end up buying a couple of these at Home Depot, but I think I can take those back. I tell you, I am so excited about how beautiful this day is. I'm so antsy to get all of my peppers and tomatoes, everything I've got going in the house outside. If just Mother Nature would cooperate here a little bit with our nighttime temperatures, then we'd be talking. And then once we get these filled with our soil, I'm gonna get our markers. We're probably gonna use like birthday balloon ribbons to make our square foot gardens here. Oh yeah, and the wind has to just pick up right at that moment. Thank you. Because we are gonna do square foot gardening in here. I've never done square foot gardening before. This is gonna be new for me. Like I previously mentioned, I do everything in smart pots. So why not maximize what we can grow in our small space in conjunction to our smart pots. I'm sorry if I seem all kind of all over the place. I'm just really excited about all of this. Really, really excited. And what I'm gonna do there for now, I don't want the wind to pick that up. So I'm going to actually grab this. Hold that down. Okay, so we've got our landscape fabric down in each of our garden boxes here. So now I'm just gonna start adding our soil to it in conjunction with a little bit of perlite. Again, we're using our Whitney Farms organic raised bed mix, which is specially designed for raised garden. I'm not using like regular topsoil. If I were to go dig a spot here in my yard and plant, that's fine. I prefer to know exactly what's in my dirt and what's going on there. So far, this, like I said earlier in our videos, if you watched from the beginning, this is the first time I'm actually using the Whitney Farms brand. Unfortunately, my local place didn't have what I normally used. And so far, everything's been coming out really, really nicely. I'm really liking this brand here. So I got my gloves on. Most garden gloves are great. I personally prefer regular gloves that you use to like wash dishes or clean, your bathrooms or what have you. I always find that most of the other garden gloves tend to wear down, or I get those little splinters right up on the tops of my hands. So I actually love these. These work really, really good if you've not ever used these for gardening. Consider, it's just a couple bucks. I go through garden gloves like crazy, and then I couldn't find something that I really liked. I'm like, you know what? I have an extra pair of these. I'm gonna give it a whirl. I've had these for a couple of seasons now. I love them. All right, let's start filling this up. It's rained a lot, so you can see that this soil here is pretty damp. Just spread that out here. So what does the soil have? It has kelp, alfalfa, and bone meal, and earthworm castings. Some folks will like to amend this as well with using maybe like a black cow manure. You can use chicken manure. anything of those natures. You can add peat moss to help maintain and retain moisture. Like I said, I'm gonna add some perlite to it because it does not have any perlite, and I'm not adding a ton of perlite, just about a bag of it to mix this all in here. I'm just breaking up the larger clumps. This is really, despite the way it looks really wet, feels pretty fluffy. Just spread this around here. Would it be too out of line to say I wish I had a rototiller? So you just rototill all of this. I have a perlite here. Let that dust settle down, and then we're just gonna put like one and I'm just gonna go down the line here because I don't have anything really set as to how many bags per box I'm using, so I'm just gonna kind of divide and conquer, see what I have, see what works. Oh, where did my scissors go? Hi, okay, so we're back. It took a little bit longer than I anticipated filling up the garden boxes when you're doing it all alone. Woohoo! But my raised garden boxes are a 4x4x7. I used 5 bags of 1.5 cubic feet of soil in each of them in conjunction with 1 bag of perlite. I'm still contemplating if I want to go get a bag of the black cow fertilizer. I feel like I have so much good nutrients in the soil here. Again, I will be adding some of the Espoma veggie tone to this, so I think I'm good with that. But I want to take you down here. First and foremost, the area looks a little bit more clean. It was rather messy with all the bags of soil everywhere. But we're just gonna come down here. Like I said, I have these boxes here, and I'm going to be trying my hand at square foot gardening. Square foot gardening maximizes how much you can grow and plant in a single space, utilizing all of that versus having, just a few things going. So I'm really excited about that because this is my main garden space. Like I said, I do have the smart pots that I will be, again, placing around other areas of my yard, but I want to maximize what I can grow here. And I'm really excited about that. What I'm gonna be doing here, this box here in particular tends to get a lot more shade than the other two. It gets a lot of great sun in the morning, and as the afternoon goes down, it tends to be the cooler spot of my yard here. This is where I'm going to be planting my sugar snap peas and a lot of my cooler crops here, just to keep in mind that they're not getting completely scorched from the sun. I will be planting some sun items too, some tomatoes will be going here. They'll go vertical, whereas like my lettuce or what else do I do, like a carrots, those will be closer down to the ground, so they're gonna maximize that cooler area of this garden box. So what I'm gonna do now is just grab a few things that I'm going to need to start squaring this off for our garden bed here. All right, so again, not anything fancy. I'm just using some ribbon that I had from birthday parties and some packing tape here just to square off my grids. I will probably go back through and just kind of make these a little bit more permanent with like a tack or what have you, but this is gonna give me the gist of what I need to get these areas squared off. Most of the time you're looking at about a 12 by 12 space. I'm just gonna kind of eyeball this down here. nothing fancy by any means. I'm very hesitant. A couple things you could do. You can get a nail and you can drive a nail here, and then on the opposing sides to weave like yarn or string through. I'm hesitant to nail anything through here because the board is so thin. I don't want it to split. That's why I'm just gonna do this here. And the nice thing about having a raised garden bed like this is this allows you to be able to access your garden from every angle. You can get in here and weed if you need to. You can harvest from every angle. I lost where I put my scissors here. I thought I already had the tape snipped here, but I didn't. All right, so we have our first box done. Took, just a few minutes to do. Not 100% perfect by any means, but this gives us the gist of, where we can plant. I am going to be planting some peas along this section here. So I'll be getting that going here in just a couple of minutes. I'm not going to square off the other two boxes quite yet until I'm ready to actually start planting into those ones there. But that's it for today. Thanks for hanging out with me. Catch us next time. We are going to be doing some more planting and moving things along. Again, if you liked anything you saw today, have any questions, comments, put those in that comment section down below. Don't forget that like and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed to our channel. Again, we've got lots of fun things going on in the works here today. Otherwise, thanks for hanging out with me. Again, I'm Maudie here from MU Can Garden. Catch you in that next video.